Poetry Paper Crafts, welcome back. I've got a lovely 12 by 12 process video for you today, and today I'm using the red cardstock from the Cardstock Warehouse. I'm using the New Year's Eve sequin mix from Spiegelmom Scraps, and that is a cut file there from Cut to You. In fact, it's two different cut files from Cut to You. And this one is for Spiegelmom Scraps, and it does class as an advertisement just before I get started. So what I've done is I've cut two cut files out. The one that says We Still Do, and then I've cut some flowers out as well, and I've cut them twice and I've reversed it, sort of flipped it over so one is a mirror image of the other. And all I'm doing right now is sticking the flower cut file directly onto my cardstock, so it becomes part of the background rather than being something that's sat on. And I'm going to just cover the whole thing now with clear gesso. Now this does take me a little while because I make sure that I get gesso into all the little gaps, just to make sure that it's all covered, so that I know when I put my ink on in a little while it will just move around exactly as I want it to. So I don't make you watch all of this because it does take me quite a while to cover the whole thing in gesso, and I do keep kind of holding it up in front of my light just to make sure that I can see that I've covered all the different areas. So in a second it will pop to this, yep. And this is the other part of the cut file. This is the part of the cut file I've decided to back. So I'm using that lovely red cardstock there from the Cardstock Warehouse, and then I've just pulled out my box of black papers, black patterned papers. I've got a whole range of different colours of black and different patterns that I want to use, and the letters and the leaves. So I just shoe a little bit of this back in. So what I tend to do is put glue around the edge of the shape part that I'm backing, stick it onto a piece of cardstock, and then use some fussy cutting scissors to cut out the shape cut round it. There's lots of different ways, but I took this off my cutting mat from my Cricut a while ago, so I don't know where the inside letters have gone, so I need to do it this way for this one. So yeah, I just choose a whole load of different black and white pattern papers, and this takes me a little while, so I don't make you watch me doing all of this, otherwise you would be sat there for quite a considerable length of time. So here I go, just sticking another. I've decided to do the two flowers in red. The letters are all going to be black and white, and then the hearts and things are all going to be different colours as well. So now I'm going back to my background, and the gesso is now dry, so I'm using some Distress Spray Stain from Tim Holtz. I kind of struggle to say that. And I'm basically putting, I've put blobs of the black ink on there. I'm using extra water, so I've sprayed extra water on, I've dripped extra water on, and I'm now using the packaging technique to kiss the page and move that ink around, so that I've got different areas of different sort of saturations of colour. I want some areas to be lighter and some areas to be darker, which is exactly what I end up with. Just taking a little bit of that wetness off, because I want to go back in now and put some more of the colour in, just some darker areas. I do some more splatters with my paintbrush on another piece of packaging there, and then I put some large blobs on using my paintbrush as well. I love the effect, so that those cut files that I stuck down are kind of acting a little bit like I've done a stencil or a mask on there. And there's my photographs. It's me and my husband this summer, and I love this cut file. It kind of fits with the upcoming February Valentine's theme. And I wanted to try this effect where you put one photograph on top of the other, and it is actually exactly the same photograph. And I wanted it to look like a little pile of photographs, so I'm just sticking one on top of the other, and then popping some adhesive foam behind just to pop it off the page. I do find that helps quite a lot when you've done a mixed media background as well, which this obviously has got a mixed media background, and it is a little bit wobbly. So I'm just deciding exactly where it's going to go, so I'm going to stick my photograph down now. But I do just take everything off for a second, and I just roll the layout over the edge of my desk. This was a tip I picked up from somebody else, and you just roll it over the edge, and it just kind of helps with that warping. and then I go in and stick the photograph down, and then I'm going to use lots of adhesive foam here, little pieces of double-sided adhesive foam, to prop up that cut file as well. Again, don't make you watch me do all of that because it takes a while. And then I've got some little die cut foliage that I've just cut out on my Big Shot, and I'm just tucking them in very different places. I've done some in the heart black and white paper that I've got, and then some in the red cardstock. And I just took them in all around. I should just say, and I meant to say this at the beginning, this layout is totally inspired by Brande, one of our other sparklers on the design team. And she did a layout a while ago, an XO layout, where she filled her X's and O's with sequins. But it was this colour scheme, and I absolutely loved it. And I knew I've been waiting to do this colour scheme. So when I got the cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse, I knew exactly what I was going to do with that red. So thank you to Brande for that. So yeah, I've tucked in all those different little bits of foliage now. And I've tipped out my sequins there. And I'm using glossy accents, and I'm just picking out my favourites of the sequins. So I loved, in this little mix, there are some that are white with black spots on, which I absolutely adored. And then there are some little black hearts as well, and some smaller black sequins. And I picked out all of those different ones and just popped them in various places all around. So subtle bits of sparkle. Off camera, I do also stick down the large holographic silver ones. I just took those in different places, and you can see that on the close-up photographs. So yeah, just going around adding a few more bits in, and picking the last few hearts that are stuck inside the bag, because it was the hearts I wanted to use. Love how that looks now. I'm going to take some Nouveau drops now and do some little clusters of 3 all the way around. And then I realised I'd forgotten to do the thread. I want to kind of wind up some bits of thread and put those in there. Totally forgot to do this. Should have done it before I did my Nouveau drops, because they're not dry and I'm trying to miss the Nouveau drops and not catch them and smudge them, but I do just about manage it. So I put 3 little screwed up bits of twine in there as well. And that's about it for my layout. Thank you ever so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll try and answer them for you. And remember to use my code MarieH15 for 15% off in the Spiegelmom Scraps shop. Bye for now.